This is an Off the Tongue podcast.
Hey everybody, Doug.
Greg.
And this is Mike.
And we are the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast, part of the Off the Tongue podcast network. And who else might be on the Off the Tongue podcast network, you might ask? Well, you got the Greener Grass podcast. We got Teach a Dummy, Skate Ohio, the original Copycats, and Pint Pals podcast. So make sure to check all them out and give us a listen as well. Hey, welcome everybody. Let's try that again. Hey, welcome everybody.
Welcome
Thanks
back.
for tuning in. We got a big Halloween show. Happy Halloween coming out this week, Thursday. So everybody be safe out there.
Yep. It hasn't rained in a month and a half here, and it's supposed to rain that night.
I know. That's how it goes. How are we doing? Everybody doing good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, tonight, I think Greg said he had something up front, but I have a game.
Uh-oh.
Urban Legends,
Candyland?
Fact or
Oh.
Fiction.
Do you
So
wanna
we will play
a
that.
game?
We got robots now apparently are getting hacked, and they may want to try to kill us. Well, they do want to try to kill us, but
they want to
will
kill
they
us.
succeed? And then we're going to talk some Halloween, prime trick-or-treating ages, Halloween costumes, things like that. So
Sounds good.
take it away, Greg.
All right. Well, this is not a gripe. This is just, I just want to kind of get your guys' thoughts about something.
Okay.
So about 2-3 weeks ago, I went online and scheduled an oil change for our backup car. I have a work vehicle, so we have our backup car that doesn't get driven all that often. Part of the fleet, you know.
Oh, but you can drive. You can put it in forward. You can drive forward.
It'll drive.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I just thought it was maybe for reversing. It was
That's
just a
it.
backup car.
So I scheduled an oil change with the local dealership here in town. And I proceeded, got the oil change set, and I got a text from them. You're all set. Your service reservation is confirmed for Wednesday, October 23rd. Okay, so I got that. Then, 4 days later, I got one. See you soon. Your service reservation is next week. Then I got another text. 1 day away. Your service reservation is tomorrow. Then I got another text. It's almost time. Your service reservation is today. So
This is a countdown.
It's this countdown of text. But on top of this, when I had the rep from the dealership called me a few days ago, and they said, hey, would you like us to pick up the car, do the oil change, and take it back to your house? Then you can just pay online or on the phone or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. I said, no, I'll bring it in. I bring it the night before. I'll park it out front, and, you can do it, and I'll come pick it up. She goes, well, it's free. She goes, as a matter of fact, Ford pays us to come do that for you. And I'm like, I wonder why I'm getting charged so much for an oil change. But she's like, yeah, Ford pays us to do it. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, okay.
Greg's going to crack.
You can do it. I said, okay, you can do it. And so immediately it starts making me uncomfortable, because I'm like, well, that means, okay, they're going to pick it up at 7:15 in the morning. That means when I go to work, I got to leave the key in the car for them. I said, what should I do with the key? She goes, I put it under the mat, on the floor, in the cup holder. And I said, okay, I'll put it in the cup holder. And so I laid the fob in the cup holder. And I went to work. And then my Ring doorbell camera popped up and showed me they were here, looking at it. But even before that, I started getting another string of text based on the service they're going to provide picking up the car. And it says, this is the dealership, their name. We may send you updates about the service you requested, which will vary per your needs. Then I got another one. Your service valet is confirmed, and we'll send an update when they're on their way. Then your
Holy
service.
Cow.
Then I got.
I'm about to turn off my notifications.
Unsubscribe to my oil change.
Your service valet is on the way to bring your vehicle in for service and will arrive at your location approximately 7:15 a.m. your service valet has arrived and is ready to pick up your vehicle. So they've arrived at my house. And at that point,
I can see that.
At that point, I looked on my camera and I could see there's 2 of them out there, and they're like roaming around the car looking at it. And it's like, I don't think they could figure out where my key was, but it's like, well, the key's in the car. Just get in, push the brake and the start button, and it'll start up because it's in there. But they roamed around. They finally got started. I saw them drive away. Then it says, your vehicle arrived at the service center. We hope you enjoyed the experience.
What am I doing? I'm at work. I'm not doing anything. I'm getting text messages. That's my experience.
Yeah. And then it said, let's see.
Yes, I've enjoyed not being able to silence my phone for the last 2 hours.
It said, your service valet is confirmed and will send an update when they're on the way. So this is to come back.
Oh, man.
So then I got, your service valet has picked up your vehicle from the service center and will arrive at your location approximately 10:26.
I'm picturing them. Your car has been pulled into the bay. We're getting a technician underneath your car right now.
And then it says, your service
we
valet.
are draining your oil. Just wanted to let you know.
Your service valet went to the restroom. He'll be back in 5 minutes. And that's your service
taking a
valet.
coffee break.
What's that?
He's taking a coffee break. Like, just.
Yeah, and then your service valet has arrived at your location with your serviced vehicle. So then I look in my camera again, and they're out there, and the person's roaming around the car with an iPhone, like taking a video of it, probably to show that there was no damage. Yeah. But it's just. And then the last one was, we hope you enjoyed your service delivery experience. So I'm just. What's your feeling? I just felt weird about the whole thing. It's like I
wouldn't do it. That's me. I'm old school, though.
I'm old school where I'm happy to just take the car up there, fill out the envelope, throw the key in an envelope and stick it through the slot in the door and let them do it. I don't need all these texts. I ended up the dealership text where they were confirming my reservation. I ended up with what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 texts. Then the service one, I also ended up with 9 texts. So I don't know. It just, I was just kind of. Have you ever utilized services like this, Mike? Have you?
Not the valet. I've always taken it myself, and now I have at my oil changes. They will send me inspection videos and. The tech will record something and he'll send it to me, but that's it. I mean, it's just like, hey, your oil change, your maintenance is done. Here's the tech video, and he'll walk around the main components of the car. It's like 2 minutes. So I get those. I appreciate those. He's got his phone. He's recording stuff. He's like, hey, we did this. Check out this. But it's the one and done. And it's like if I book the appointment online or even over the phone, it'll say, hey, we got your appointment. Do you want to add it to your calendar? It's like, and that's it.
Yeah,
but I have not done the valet.
I found myself.
I'm not sure if I want to do the valet after hearing.
Well, I found myself obsessing over it. I mean, it sent me these texts, and then it had a link in the text. I tapped the link. It's got a picture of the person that's driving the car. It's got the map of my car. It shows it going down Main Street. You know, it's almost like live, real time. The car's moving, and it's like, I don't know. It just felt. It's like, I don't like this.
I feel like it's supposed to be stress free, right? Like you're not supposed to worry about taking your car in. It caused me stress. But your phone is bombarded with all this stuff, and you learn about Timmy, who's going to come pick up your car, and he's going to track your car. He's going to take. It's like, geez.
Well, we live what? It's Mike. We live 2 miles, maybe not even 1.75 miles from the dealership.
It's like not even a 5-minute drive.
I don't need all these updates. Yeah. It's like pick up the car.
Don't need that.
Take it to the dealership. You can, if you want to tell me when it gets back home, that's fine. You can tell me that, but I don't know. I was uneasy the whole time.
Yeah. I imagine the video they're taking of your car once it's back in the driveway. They're taking it. Yo, sick ride, Greg Daniels ride. He's like making an Instagram cut for your car.
He was like running around it and sliding in the grass. And
He's doing the action shot.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
Hops up on the hood, one of those arm cross shots.
Yeah. I didn't like leaving for 2 hours and leaving the keys in the car. That somebody could just literally walk up, get in, and drive it away.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then would your insurance cover that?
Yeah, who's responsible?
So sometimes they don't if you leave the keys in it. Sometimes there's a clause. I've heard of people having all kinds of problems like, well, you left the keys in it. That's not.
I was waiting on an oil change.
Greg gets your car has been stolen. It had update. It doesn't appear to be in the driveway.
Since I did all this on the web page and the app, I'm surprised McDonald's didn't show up to pick it up.
Yeah.
Your car is done. It's waiting in pickup spot number 2.
And there's a double cheeseburger in the passenger seat with extra onions and cheese.
Jeez.
So, all right, that's all. It was just a weird experience for me. I'm just, I like I said, I'm old school. I like to I'm okay to make the reservation online, but beyond that, just let me drop the car off. Yeah. I'm much more comfortable with it.
I don't think oil changes are supposed to be that hectic.
Yeah, it felt very
especially if they're doing it for it feels
invasive.
Yeah.
Look.
Well, she was very persistent about me doing it too. When she called, she's like, "Would you like us to provide this service?" And I'm like, at first, no. And then she's like, "Oh, it's free." And it's like, "Oh, Ford pays us to do it." Well, okay.
Ford pays us and we charge you.
Yeah. Double. I don't know. Yeah, they're not cheap either. Well,
I think I'm going to opt to just take my car in from now on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if you start getting this kind of offer to do this, valet thing.
I don't like it myself, but I wouldn't. I don't say don't like it. I just wouldn't do it. Probably. I'd probably just say no. I'm good.
So if you don't think, I mean, the gal that cuts my hair goes to the same dealership. They picked her car up in Mackinac and did it, which is
I don't like people
10
driving
miles?
my car.
10 miles?
I'm probably weird. I am weird, but that's probably, just a weird thing. I just don't want somebody else driving my car.
Yeah, I mean, there's that too.
But I mean, that's nothing against anybody. I don't know.
It's my car.
Not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Some people don't care.
Yeah. I just found that it bugged me. That's why I wanted to talk about. I need counseling for it now. Yeah. When I've got 18 texts for one oil change.
Your phone carrier is going to be like, "Look, you need to lay off this text." You're like at your limit here.
I think tomorrow I'm just going to start texting the dealership, send them about 20 texts. Hey, thank you for the oil change. Then later in the day, text them again. Hey, I drove the car, still running good. Thanks again for the oil change.
Send them pictures of it. You in the car,
waving.
You at McDonald's. You wherever.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's my not gripe.
All right. Well, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. Mike, did you have anything?
No.
All right. So I got a game I made up. So let's see how this works. Urban legends, fact or fiction. So I've got 3 rounds, 3 urban legends in each round. And kind of the similar vein, we've done this before. I'm going to read all 3 of these. Now, 1, 2, or 3 of these all may be real. And when I say real, they're based on a real life situation. Now the legends grow, so you know what I mean. So
yeah, because that's
but they're based on a real life situation, or none of them may be real. So you can guess 0 up to 3, and tell me. So,
okay.
All right. So here we go. Round 1 of urban legends, fact or fiction. The first one, the 1962 Halloween massacre. On Halloween in 1962, there was a costume party. One man showed up wearing a black hood who no one remembered inviting, and they weren't sure who it was. The man then secretly locked all the doors and tried to kill every person. He only ended up killing 7 using a butcher knife from the kitchen. They called the police. The police came. But he was never found. He escaped somehow, got out of the house. They never did find him. The murders are unsolved. In 1969, they found the hood, the black hood that he was wearing. And the FBI still has it. It's a cold case. They've never solved it to this day. So that's the 1962 Halloween massacre.
Okay.
The next one is Cropsey. Cropsey was a homicidal madman, an escaped mental patient who had a hook for a hand, who hunted children and dragged them back to a tunnel system that lay under the abandoned ruins of the old Seaview Hospital, a former tuberculosis sanitarium. And the third one are the Green Children of
It doesn't say
Woolpit.
where that is, does it? Or anything like that?
New York.
New York, okay.
And the third one is the Green Children of Woolpit. 2 children of unusual skin color reportedly appeared in a village in Woolpit, Suffolk, England, in the 12th century. The children were found to be brother and sister, were generally normal except they were green. They spoke an unknown language and would eat only raw broad beans. Eventually, they learned to eat other foods, lost their green color, but the boy got sick and died around the time of his sister's baptism. The girl adjusted to her new life, but was considered to be very wanton and impudent. After she learned to speak English, she explained that her and her brother had come from a land where the sun never shone and the light was always like twilight. So that's it. The Halloween Massacre, Cropsey, or the Green Children of Woolpit. Like I said, all 3 of these could be true. And when I say true, there's some embellishment based on
fact.
a real story. That. What do you think, Mike?
So I think 2 and 3 are real, and the first one is not.
2 and 3 are real.
And I did fake, real, fake. So only number 2 is real.
Okay, so you did
Cropsey.
Okay. So, the 1962 Halloween Massacre is fake. That is not a real story. Cropsey is real.
Yeah.
It's based on a real person whose name is Andrew Rand, also known as Frank Buscetta, dubbed the Pied Piper of Staten Island. He was an American convicted, or is an American convicted child kidnapper, sex offender, and suspected serial killer. He's currently serving 2 sentences, 25 years to life in prison for the abduction and murder of 2 girls aged 7 and 12 on Staten Island. He was a janitor in a school for disabled children who back at the time were considered, they called them retarded, but they're mentally
yeah.
ill children or with Down syndrome. And he has been linked, but they have not officially been able to convict him, but linked to the disappearance of 9 people. So that one is real.
I feel like I had heard of him. That's why.
And then the Green Children of Woolpit is fake. It's fake.
Ooh,
It's just a legend.
Got it right.
Okay. Round 2. So I'll let you guys keep your own scores there. The Legend of the Bunny Man. An escaped mental patient takes to gutting bunnies and hanging them from a bridge underpass. Later, the man is said to have graduated to gutting and hanging teens in a similar manner. Locals were cautioned to never be caught near the underpass, which is now known to most people as Bunny Man Bridge or on Halloween night. So that's the first one.
Okay.
2. In the Air Tonight legend. This is
Joe
from
Collins.
Yes. According to urban legend, Collins witnessed a man who had failed to save a drowning victim while Collins himself was too far away to help. The urban legend even goes as far as to say that Collins found the man in one of his concerts and singling him out during the performance of In the Air Tonight. It says this event was the inspiration for that song, and it even has the verse says, well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. I've seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So they're saying that was the inspiration for that song.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
I know.
I'm just saying there's now, and there could be some, it may be not Phil Collins, but something could have caused this or not. The last one, The Killer in the Back Seat. Legend involves a woman who is driving and being followed by a strange car truck. The mysterious pursuer flashes the high beam, tailgates her, sometimes even rams her vehicle. She speeds and finally gets home. And that's when she realizes that the driver of the truck pulled up and screamed at her, "There's a man in the back seat." And she turns and realizes there's a man in the back seat who was an escaped murderer from a local prison, was hiding in their back seat. And each time the man jumped up, what the driver thought he was going to attack, he would flash his high beams and run into it, and he saved her life. And so there you go. Killer in the back seat, In the Air Tonight, or the Bunny Man.
I'm struggling with that In the Air Tonight one because I've heard stories around that one, so I'm struggling.
That's why I picked that one. I've heard some stories about that, and I've heard the one about the killer in the back seat too. I mean, I've heard that a similar version of that at different times.
You want me to go first this time?
Sure.
All right. I've got number 1, Bunny Man, false. I've got number 2, In the Air. I'm going with true. And the backseat driver, I'm going with true. So I got false, true, true.
I said I just went all true.
You went all true.
I went all in.
Okay. The Legend of the Bunny Man. True. And we have talked about the Bunny Man before. This story, it says, spawned from a very real presence of a roving madman. In 1970, in October, a couple reported seeing a man dressed in a white suit wearing bunny ears who began yelling at them that they were on private property. He had a hatchet and he took off, chased them, and threw it at their windshield, apparently shattering it. Later, there was a second sighting of the Bunny Man 2 weeks after that event. A security guard spotted a hatchet-wielding man chipping away at a porch railing. He called the police. They came, but they were never able to locate him. And so that spawned this whole legend. So that one is true.
Okay.
In the Air Tonight.
The Bunny Man, I think we did as like a cryptid.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In the Air Tonight. False.
I
Phil Collins even had
so.
he even had a interview one time where they asked him about that. He goes, "No, he goes, wouldn't that be great if I could do something like that, though?"
I kind of thought that was the case, but I went with I went with my gut.
And Killer in the Back Seat. False.
Oh man, I missed them all that time.
Okay. Round 3, the last round. The all too real corpse decoration. Notorious outlaw Elmer McCurdy took on a second life following his death. In 1911, the embalmed corpse of McCurdy became a grim sideshow attraction throughout Texas, with people eager to see the famed criminal on display in funeral parlors and carnivals. Though it's hard to document all of his travels, he eventually wound up in Long Beach, California, where someone apparently mistook him for a prop. The Choking Doberman. A woman went out.
Oh, hold it. That was the end of that one?
That was the end of that one.
Oh, okay. So he got mistaken for a prop.
Yeah. So that's, so they were using him as a prop and it ended up being a dead person. Not a fake prop. The Choking Doberman. A woman goes out for the evening with friends. Upon her return, she finds her pet Doberman in distress in the hallway, laying on the ground, gasping, feels like he's choking on something. So she picks him up, takes him to the car, races to the emergency vets and drops him off. Then goes in there and the vet's like, "Okay, listen, it looks like there's something obstructed in his throat. I'm going to try to get that out." And he was digging around. He couldn't. He said, "I'm going to do emergency, what do they call it?
Tracheotomy.
Tracheotomy. So at least he can breathe. And then I'm going to do the surgery." So they do the tracheotomy. The dog breathes. He goes, "Why don't you go home? I'll call you when I get this out because it's going to be a little bit." So she goes home on her. And when she goes home, she walks into the door. The phone's ringing. She's like, "Oh," she picks it up. And the vet says, "Is this the woman's name?" And she goes, "Yes, it is." And he says, "Get out of the house immediately." So she gets out of the house and she calls the police. They come in and they discover a burglar hiding in the closet, passed out from blood loss because the Doberman had choked on 3 of the man's bitten off fingers. And the Blue Star Tattoo legend. And it seems like I have heard a version of this in my life as well. See if you guys do. This legend states there's temporary lick and stick tattoos that are soaked in LSD and made in the form of a blue star or sometimes a popular cartoon character. These are being distributed by local drug dealers to children in the area, usually around Halloween, to see if they can get them to addicted to LSD and bring in some more business. The hospital president usually even goes on the news with instructions saying, hey, these are in the areas. Any parents that come across these, put them in a baggie, call the police immediately, and they'll come and dispose of it and see where your children, talk to your children and see where they got this from. So that's it. The all too real corpse, the choking Doberman, or the Blue Star tattoo legend.
You want to go first this time?
I almost wanted to go all true again, but
You can go that way if you want.
I'm going to say the Doberman choking was fake, but the other two were real.
And I've got first one is false, and the other two are real.
Okay. Well, the choking Doberman is fake. The Blue Star tattoo legend is fake. And the all too real corpse decoration is real.
Real. Oh, I got reversed.
Says McCurdy was hung in a fun house at New Pike Amusement Park. His humanity was discovered only after a crew member of the $6 Million Man, which was filming there, tried to adjust him, dislodging a very real arm.
Well, I wonder, was it a bone by that point? Or
I don't know it. I don't know if embalmed, so it looked kind of like a mummy.
Yeah, he must have been like
It says
just loaded up with.
I guess.
police were called. They did an investigation, found out that the story behind this, and then he was properly put to rest.
I didn't do very well. I only got 3 total.
I got 5.
So there we go. Urban legends.
Started off
Fiction.
strong, did not finish well.
Well, let's go. I got a story here that is kind of nuts. Robot vacuums in the U.S. transmit racial slurs after hackers take control. So basically what this is, there's a Chinese manufacturer that makes these EcoVacs, I think they're called.
Yeah.
They're robot vacuum cleaners that, you kind of like a Roomba or whatever. They go around the house and vacuum. Said there was some kind of a security issue, and they were notified about it a year ago, but failed to do anything about it. And what could be termed as a bizarre and frightening incident now, the robots in several U.S. cities have been hacked remotely, with attackers using audio speakers on the devices to relay racial slurs and curse words. So a Minnesota lawyer, Daniel Swenson, noticed his robot was emitting strange sounds, resembling distorted signals while watching TV. Through the EVAX app, he discovered that an unknown person was accessing the live camera feed and controlling the robot remotely. Assuming it was just a glitch, Swenson reset the password on the and rebooted the vacuum. The robot quickly started moving again, with its speaker blaring racist slurs loudly in front of Swenson's son. Says he then unplugged the device and removed it from the house. So
That's the proper way to deal with that.
Several other incidents were reported, including people having their dogs chased around the home, or the robot following them around, saying all kinds of vulgar things. So, yeah, there we go. You can, hack into somebody's vacuum cleaner. I had a couple questions. I don't have one of these, but my first thought was, why is there a video feed on a vacuum cleaner first? And do they tell you that there is, or do you know that there is, or is this just a secret thing that, China puts it in? It's like, we can kind of see what's going on around there.
Yeah, that was my first thought, because shouldn't it just be LiDAR that the vacuum uses?
Yeah,
like
it
your
just
car
sees
sensors,
something. Yes.
To tell where in the depth of what's in front of it.
I wonder what our Eufy uses. I mean, it doesn't go over steps and things like that.
Because a video feed wouldn't be as effective as a LiDAR, like a radar or sensor to tell it what it's coming up on.
I don't need the vacuum cleaner coming down the hallway and see me butt naked getting out of the shower, go reaching for my towel. I just needed the sense of, there's something here.
The robot sees that, screams, and goes the other way.
We'll both do that.
Yeah, there's only nefarious purposes, I feel like, putting a camera with a video feed on
That is almost more disconcerting than somebody just hacking into this. It's like, why does the vacuum cleaner have a live feed?
Yeah.
Maybe you can add that to
like
only
that.
mics.
Yeah.
Only mics,
I don't
live
like that.
vacuum.
So they can see the dirt.
And if they're already doing this
See
with
the turd, yeah.
if they're already doing this with vacuums, imagine what's going to happen when you get the iRobot, the robot that Elon's working on that looks like a human. You think they're not going to hack into that? Or autonomous robot cars? They're not going to hack that and just drive you off a cliff or something? Like, swerve you right into a semi-truck head on?
Well, when you posted this, I was doing a little reading, and there are some Jeep like Wagoneers that people have hacked and caused them to steer incorrectly.
See,
I'm
out. I am out on all of that. I'm turning those off. I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Well, on this same story, I did another quick look up just to see if there were any other things that had been hacked, that aren't. These are 7 IoT, Internet of Things items that have been hacked. So in Germany, there's this little doll, Kayla.
Oh
my gosh. I'm already freaked out with that.
She gets hacked and, she's got Wi-Fi for some reason.
But why? That's what does a doll need a video or not? I don't even know if she has video. But why does it need a connection? It's a doll.
Well, it says
shouldn't it just have like a list of programmable phrases at most it talks?
Yeah.
And
no, I agree with you.
why does it need that?
The Federal Network Agency in Germany says she's an illegal espionage apparatus.
Oh, gee, I would say so.
Once hackers are in control of this Wi-Fi enabled interactive doll, they can use its cameras, microphones to see and hear whatever Kayla does.
That thing is going right out the window at my house.
Why is that in a
done.
doll? And why are you giving it to your kids?
I don't know. And then there's the next one real quick. When it comes to stealing data, hackers will use any means at their disposal. Casinos are some of the most secure organizations / facilities on the planet, which is why one group of hackers elected to hack a casino via a thermometer in an aquarium in the lobby.
What? I didn't even understand how that works. Well,
After accessing the casino's network, hackers located the high roller database and extracted it via the thermostat. It doesn't really say how.
How does your thermostat have any sort of a connection to the database other than the network? Like other than
It must be
being on the
Wi-Fi enabled,
network.
so you can control it to heat change the temp and stuff.
Yeah, but how does the connection go through the
Well, I guess once they're
thermometer
on
to
the Wi-Fi network.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. So there's that. And then there's printers. Printers they've found hacked. These were pretty, they were, what's the word? Not that big a deal. People.
I can see the printer.
Somebody just hacked the printer and they had it print out on a piece of paper, makes a PC load letter message appears like cakewalk or something. That's what, I don't know what that means, but, then
it's not quite the same effect as yelling at it from yelling at you from the vacuum. The printer's printing you off sheets of paper.
Then somebody hacked homeowner thermostats and we're turning them down to the lowest temperature feasible. And what was this one? Automotive cybersecurity expert Charlie Miller have made waves for. Oh, this is the Jeep Cherokee. In recent years, by hacking into Chrysler Jeep Cherokees, what started as sending remote commands via the system that queries the GPS system has turned straight into a plot from Fast and Furious. They've now proven a hacker can remotely turn the steering wheel or activate the parking brake.
Yeah, see, that's
all at highway speeds.
That's horrible.
Turning you into a crash test dummy.
That's awful.
Then the last one was smart TVs. They can hack those.
I kind of knew that.
Yeah. So we're surrounded by things that can be hacked. Probably light bulbs and everything else.
Yeah. I don't like it. So
anyways, starting with the vacuum cleaner though.
All right. Well, anything else before we move on?
I do have one.
Go ahead.
Okay, so on the note of the vacuum chasing you around the house, a couple thoughts on that. How fast is the vacuum chasing you? Like how fast can the vacuum actually go? hold on, you better not move. I'm coming to
chasing a
get you.
dog. I don't know.
Okay, well, the dog, I get it, because the dog is like, what the heck is going on? Why is the
I've
vacuum
seen enough
following
horror
me?
movies though to know Jason Voorhees just walks and he always catches the victim and cuts him up.
I'll take my chances with the vacuum.
Well,
Jason, I'm not.
Okay, if it was a would you rather, I'm with you. I'm going with the vacuum. Now, maybe if you fell down, twist your ankle, maybe it's doing some serious damage.
Okay, well, that's my second thought. Is it's a vacuum? Like, what's it going to do? Run into you? Like a bumper
maybe
car?
it's got special saw blades instead of the little.
Well,
Or it
I
could
guess
shock you.
for some reason they have cameras, so why not? Why not build in tasers and saw blades and
Things that
whatever?
can really, do you in.
That's what it's like. I get the dog. You got a little chihuahua or something. He's terrified, running for his life. But it's like, what's the vacuum going to do to me?
You think
Like-
a cat would put up with that?
Like one curb stomp to the vacuum is going to shut that down.
I would
feel like.
hope so.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless it's got some EMP function.
you doing Smash the crap out of it.
I just
Oh,
don't.
if it was in a horror movie, that thing would be coming up steps and everything else. It'd be,
Although, remember the movie Maximum Overdrive? I mean,
oh yeah, the machines.
the machines took over. I saw a guy get killed with a soda vending machine
Yes.
in a
Right in
very
the
brutal way.
forehead. Ooh.
It shoots it out right into him. He looks like,
And it's just embedded in his
it's
skull.
brutal. So
You're-
we're laughing, but it's coming.
Well,
It's coming.
the vacuums, those are the recon robots. They're mapping everything out.
That's
Yeah.
why there's a.
They're
that's
kind of
why
like
there's
the
a video.
drone.
Yeah.
They're like the drones. They're,
Yeah. Yeah, they're recon. They're paving the way for
They're
the invasion.
unassuming. So you're not afraid. So you just let it run on. And it's doing, those are the ones we probably need to take out first for that reason. They're the brains.
The eyes of the robot.
Well, I think our Alexa is probably talking to our robot vacuum
Oh,
cleaner.
I
think
guarantee you.
they're talking to each other. Every once in a while, in the middle of the night, Alexa will pop on,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like,
It's probably
"Why are
telling
you coming on when nobody said?"
mumbling
ro-
to itself? Tell me, Alexa, shut up. I tell you what I'm going to do.
Hey,
Alexa's-
Yuffie, get up here.
Yeah, it's uploading the vacuums schematics of your house, the layout.
Parks it right at the top of the stairs on the first step. The vacuum does. So you step on it and go down. I saw the doll, Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah,
The little doll killed the man. It's just a little doll. What can it do? Killed him.
yep,
He stepped on it and fell down the stairs, broke his neck.
pure evil.
It's awful.
And almost at that point, it's like, I'd rather just be hunted down by the Boston Dynamics hit squad. It's like, just, if I'm going to be taken out by the robot,
yeah,
it's
if
like,
I'm going to be killed by a robot, it can't be Yuffie. It's got to be the robot dog with the flamethrower or the
at least
sniper
it makes
rifle.
it feel more meaningful.
Yeah, yeah.
How did Greg die? Yuffie. The Yuffie vacuum got
Yuffie
him.
got him.
What?
The sniper
Took out
dog, the
Mike, the
flamethrower dog.
smart toaster.
No,
Oh, no, the
not
smart toaster got it.
toaster. Darn it.
Your electric trimmer. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. All right. Anything else before we move on to?
Nope, I don't
All
think
right.
so.
Well, we are coming into Halloween, so I was doing some thinking. And I asked you guys this. We'll talk about it. What are the prime trick or treating ages? What do you think? I was looking for a range of dates, but I guess you could do non-consecutive ages if you wanted to. I was going for like a range.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I took it. And I thought back to when I enjoyed trick or treating. So
So we didn't trick or treat much. So I thought back to when I would have enjoyed it if we would have went trick or treating.
yeah, so I sent to you 8, 9, and 10.
That was kind of my thought. Although
I
I
fell pretty much in that. I kind of went with maybe you could throw in 7.
that was the other thing too. I think you can throw in 7 because 7, 6 you're still kind of young. 7 you might go out with your friends, just you.
Possibly.
7, 8, 9, and 10. I think those are 11
What
and
about
12. You'd still trick or treat, but it was kind of
Probably.
just like, okay, we're just I don't know. Put on a hat, throw some black on your
I'm just
face.
going to get-
I'm an army man or something.
Yeah.
Like what? You're not wearing a costume. But
Because
like
at
7,
that
8, 9,
point,
and
you're
10,
more about the candy. You're
Yes.
always about the candy, but when you're younger, it's about the candy and the costume.
Yeah, you got to get the right costume. You
Yeah.
got to do all that stuff. I agree. So I found a website that had the top costumes for the decades. So I thought I would go back to when you were 7, 8, 9, and 10. I was 7, 8, 9, and 10, and Mike was 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll just go through some of these. So,
So are you doing
for
mine?
you-
Are you doing mine first?
yeah.
Is
So-
one of them Batman?
well, let's see. So in 71, you would have been 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll start in, 68?
That's
We'll
what
put
you
at
got
7?
down here. 68 would be.
Yeah. What do you think 1968? This seems... and I looked, and it doesn't say this is for adults, and it has pictures of kids. It has a few adults on it, but this is... Anyway, I'll just see if you think
ghost.
this is an appropriate Halloween costume. Mike, do you have any thoughts?
I have no idea.
I never would have guessed this. Rosemary Woodhouse from Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, wow.
It's like, wow. Oh, hi, little boy. What are you supposed to be? I'm a pregnant woman who's giving birth to the spawn of the devil. It's like, wow, that got charged. You get no candy.
They're not saying what ages these are for, are they?
No. I thought this was mostly kids, but didn't. Okay, so that was the weird one. I'm assuming you didn't get a lot of candy dressed up as Rosemary Woodward.
Well.
Because take it all. Okay, 1969. This makes sense to me.
69 makes sense.
I have a guess.
Think of
I've got
a
a
big
guess.
historical thing that happened in 1969.
An astronaut.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yep,
Yeah.
astronaut. 1970 kind of made sense to me, but I thought it would be a little
hippie.
earlier. But no, it's almost the opposite of that. If you
Really?
could, well, I would say that. Yeah.
The
Pop.
opposite of it.
Kind of pop culture related for sure. It's a person.
A musician or?
Yeah, and it surprised me because I did not expect this musician to
Got
be.
a guess?
Go ahead.
Is it Elvis?
Elvis Presley in he had his big comeback concert, I think, in 1970 or 69, 70.
Yeah.
But they
I
said
guess,
that's the
but-
number one.
The Vegas area was loaded with Elvis Presley's. As it is now.
1971. This was when Greg was 10. And this is I get it. I mean, it's popular, but I don't know if anybody dressing like this. See, that's why I don't get when they say these are the most popular costumes. I guess people would dress like it. Anyway, I'll just let it go. So 1971.
71.
This was a book and turned into a movie. This is kid related.
A book turned
Yep.
into a movie.
Yeah.
71.
Has to do with candy.
Oh,
It's not coming to me.
Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
Was that 71?
That's what it says.
Wow, I would have thought that'd been later than that.
Greg,
I went to
Batman.
the theater.
Batman, the number one costume in 1954.
54?
Which was
Really?
early.
Wow. I liked Batman as
Yeah. I was surprised. So that was for you, 7, 8, 9, and
See,
10.
2 of those years, I probably did Batman and a hobo.
Yeah.
Just straight up a hobo.
Straight up hobo. That was a big costume back then.
Well, I'll go through mine.
You get your stick with the bag on the end of it, and yeah.
So the years I would have been 7, 8, 9, and 10 would have been 78 through 81. So 78. You want
The
to
Fonz.
guess? No. It's a movie character. Kind of in the vein of Rosemary's Baby kind of thing.
In 78,
Yes.
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
Ah, yes.
1979. Another movie character, but not like Michael Myers.
Star Wars related?
No, Star Wars was 77.
Ah.
This
79.
is, I could give you one clue that would really just sports related. Huge movie.
In 79.
Huge movie. I know for a fact you both have seen it.
Nothing's coming to me.
Probably
I know.
multiple times.
What? Why am I blanking?
A sports movie
A
that
sports
I've seen
movie.
multiple times.
I would say you might not go out of your way to watch it, but you've been flipping through. It will be on TV. It's on. It's on.
Why can't I think? 79. What big sports thing?
Hey, Adrian.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa.
No, 1980. I'm just going to give you the John Travolta. But it doesn't say him as like a character. I guess maybe Saturday Night Fever.
Probably Saturday Night Fever in 80.
That's what I would guess.
Yeah.
But it just says John
Travolta.
Oh, you for Saturday Night Fever? No, I'm just John Travolta.
I'm John Travolta.
Would
Dressed
you like to
he's
hear
at
about
home.
Scientology?
Yeah, dressed like he's at home. That's right.
Well, no, you wouldn't. That's his character. This is just me just
Yeah.
thinking.
Well, I think that's how he talks.
That could be. And 1981, this was another, it's a movie, big movie, huge
E.T..
movie.
No, that was later.
That was 82.
Yeah.
82, that was the number one costume in 82. But this was 81, huge action movie,
Terminator.
big time star. No, Terminator was later.
Caddyshack.
Not Caddyshack.
I'm Ty Webb.
You would need some props for this one. You need a vest. You need a fedora. You need a bullwhip.
I feel like I should be getting it.
You
but
should
I'm
be.
not.
I don't know what else I could.
No, never mind.
You might.
Oh, I know. Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
said the whip is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whip it good.
That's right. And so, Mike, for
You go as Devo.
What I have, 2003 to 2006. That's right in your range.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
All right. So 2003. You care to guess what the number one costume was? It was another huge movie.
I know
Huge.
this one.
In 03?
Yeah.
Should I go for it?
Go
You
ahead.
got a guess?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Jack
Captain
Sparrow.
Jack
Oh,
Sparrow.
okay.
Man, Mike's right on.
Yeah.
I think you won the urban legend. You're nailing this. Mike it's all coming up Mike
I had a
tonight.
friend who went as Jack Sparrow. In our group one year, he went as Jack Sparrow.
Okay.
I hadn't seen the movie. I'm like, I just thought it was a pirate.
2004. This is a TV character.
04?
Okay. Is it a Pokemon?
No,
Okay.
it's a cartoon character.
My second, do you have you wanna
SpongeBob.
get- I was gonna say SpongeBob.
It is SpongeBob SquarePants.
I had a SpongeBob SquarePants Halloween costume.
There we
earlier,
go.
so I went as SpongeBob.
2005. This one surprised me. It's from a movie that it's been on the list. So
Rocky again?
No,
As an old man?
no. But it's a movie. It's a big movie.
05.
05.
I
Go
can I-
ahead.
Is it a Star Wars character?
It might be a Star Wars character.
Is it Darth Vader?
It is Darth Vader.
Yes.
Man, Mike is killing it. Now, 2006, I thought was odd, and I don't know that you'll guess this one. This was kind of obscure. It's from a movie. I know the movie. I don't think I've ever seen the whole movie.
Spider-Man. I was gonna say Spider-Man has to be somewhere around here too, because Spider-Man was that
Right
movie
about
came
that
out.
era.
2002.
Tobey Maguire. Just missed the cut.
Yeah, in 2000, it's Britney Spears. I remember you saying about all the candy you got dressed as Britney Spears. Very inappropriate. But hey, you hauled in a ton of candy, so that was good.
Oh my gosh.
And at that age, I would have said like, all right, I'm not proud, but I will wear that for a ton of candy.
Oops.
Yeah. I did it again. Okay. So 2006, you want me just to, cause I don't know, I don't know
let's
that
see.
you guys have ever seen this movie.
Movie.
Movie in 06.
It's in the there's a mask of this character in the movie.
The Mask.
Not the green mask.
No, not the mask.
Or the mask. Yeah.
No. It's a famous mask from them. I mean, that was kind of the poster,
Jumanji?
everything. So it was this mask. No. It's like a political movie. Dystopian future, political. It wasn't hugely popular.
This
I
is
didn't
the
think.
number one?
That's what it says for
I
2006.
don't know.
V from V for Vendetta. But would you? I
never
don't think
saw
I've ever
it. I
seen
never
anybody
saw
dressed
it.
as V.
I saw it. I
did
realize
not
that's what
see
was
it.
going For. I get it. though.
2008 is High School Musical cast. The entire cast.
Yeah.
I got costume changes. I'm going to be at this
Or you
guy's.
just got a load of mannequins with you.
I
You just
just
carry
think
them
I'm going to be
around.
at this guy's door for like 15 minutes, just keep changing.
Yeah.
Switching
It's a
back-
costume change. You can come back for more candy. Was Harry Potter on here too? Somewhere?
2001.
I was like, Harry
That was
Potter
the year
was
after
huge.
you were Britney Spears.
I was like, Harry Potter, yeah, that was huge around that time too. Pokemon, there's got to be Pokemon at some point on this list.
Yeah, so here's a few other ones I thought was 1990. Marty McFly from Back to the Future. See, I would think 85.
Yeah, I mean, by then,
85 was Freddy Krueger. 86 was the California Raisins.
they got really
They
popular.
did, but I don't
Okay,
remember.
you know what? I'm taking Britney Spears. I'm going as Britney Spears over the California Raisins.
And 89.
Why?
They got really big in '86. There was the whole. What were they in an ad for?
Yeah, they were in. Well, I think it was for them for raisins.
Was it for raisins?
They even had their own like Christmas special. The
Why?
They
The
had
California
that
Raisins
heard it through the
Christmas special.
grapevine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The raisins.
They did. This was another one
There were figurines.
that was
There were-
weird. Not that this was this should have been a number one costume. I just thought the year was weird. Ghostbusters,
What year?
89.
89.
Like, well, it came out in like 84.
It's a little delayed.
84. The number one was Madonna. I crushed it on that.
So there was there was no Karate Kid,
no Karate Kid.
because that was big. 84. That was a.
Alf was. I mean, I guess Alf was popular, but
I never saw anybody dressed like him though.
That'd be kind of hard, I feel like, to do
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
costume.
too. I did too. So I don't know. So those were. 76 would have been Charlie's Angels. 77 was Star Wars.
Again, you going as all three of the angels?
If you won a lot of candy, you did.
Back to costume changes.
72, Greg. Don Corleone, the guy. Like,
Again. Godfather.
how many kids are dressing as the Godfather?
Some little 5-year-old kid never crossed the family.
You should step out behind a bush and just whack some kid in the back of the leg with a baseball bat and take his candy. It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Puts a stick horse head in the bed.
Yeah. So anyway, those were some of the top costumes from Halloween past. We're going to get into a few bad costumes. I sent you back in the day. We used to get the box Halloween costumes. They came in a little box, a little piece of cellophane on it. You could see what the mask was. You pull that open. Before I get to that, a friend of mine sent me a screenshot of a costume from Party City, and it says adult leopard costume kit. Okay. And it has a picture of a woman like standing sideways in a one-piece leotard wearing high heel shoes, and she's got cat ears and tail. And he said if you look at it, it says leotard and shoes not included. He's like, so I just get the tail and the ears? I said, Darren, do not show up to my party and just tails and an ear, because you will be asked to leave. Like, wow. Could you? Then I feel like if you're going to do that, your advertisement needs to just be the tail and ears.
Yeah.
Don't show a woman in like a whole get up with her face paint and everything. Like, oh, it's like you get that and you order it in. It's like, oh, it's just this.
Well, this is janky.
Just tail and ears. That's all I got. So I found a website with a few of the old timey. Whoops, hang on here. Let me open the wrong thing. Some of the old timey Halloween costumes, and I just sent them to you guys. Thought you let's talk. These are those costumes that you get in the box. The first one I got there.
Man, these were such a pain to wear. Man,
It was the Village People, like the motorcycle guy from the Village People. Well, you got the plastic mask, and you got the little bitty eye hole cutouts that would push into your eyeballs and hurt.
they would dig into your skin.
And you have a little bitty slot. I mean, for like the end of your tongue, not your whole tongue, but just like the very tip of your tongue would stick out. Like, you look like a lizard.
And teeny little nostril holes that you couldn't barely breathe through.
And the rubber band would constantly break, and you keep tying it tighter and tighter. And by the end of the night, it's cutting into every.
Yeah. It's like this against your face by the end of the night.
You ever seen the videos of the people that put rubber bands on the watermelon? That's how you feel with your head. And then you would get this. I call it a bib, but it's not really bib. It's a plasticky looking vinyl thing. And it would kind of like not a cape, but a poncho that you'd put over and you'd tie on the sides. But this is how bad the costumes are back then. Is like, let's say, you're the Village People, or there was another one that's Mr. Cotter from Welcome Back, or, the Love Boat. They had the Captain Steubing. Who is dressing their kids up as Captain Steubing? But anyway, his poncho, you think, oh, it's a captain's uniform. You got the captain's head. No. What it is, it's a picture of what that is, because the mask's so bad, nobody could tell what you are, even with the mask.
It's like cast on there.
It's the cast of the Love Boat. Or the YM, the Village People has the actual picture of the Village People. Otherwise, they're like, what are you supposed to be? Because they look at it, it's like, he looks like a Nazi? I don't know what he is. It's like, what are you?
That one I am glad for the explanation.
Well, yes, you need the village people because you look like I don't know what that is.
It's got a nice Fu Manchu, though.
He does have the Fu Manchu. And then they have, Welcome Back, Kotter, which was a big show back in the 70s. And the main characters in that were the sweat hogs, the students. I know the show's named Welcome Back, Kotter, but the students were the cool ones, right? And who was dressing their kid up as Mr. Kotter? Hey, Mr. Kotter, you got the afro and the big mustache. Hey, I'm Mr. Kotter.
I'm Gabe Kaplan.
Kaplan. Yeah. And Captain Steubing, that out of all of the Love Boat people, I'm dressed up like a 55-year-old balding captain of the Love Boat. Gee, Doug, you get a lot of candy? No, but I did find love on this Halloween night. And then the last one that I found was from the Fantasy Island TV show. I don't even remember Fantasy Island.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Rourke. And,
yeah.
The plane. It's
Tattoo.
not Mr. Rourke. It's Tattoo.
Yeah.
I am going to be dressed up as Tattoo. And they give you
He's
the
got his own picture on the front.
Well, because you got to figure out what is this. And it says Fantasy Island. Oh, it's Tattoo from Fantasy Island. The plane. The candy. The candy. Come on, Tattoo. Get us some candy. Okay, boss. I did like his little golf cart car that he would drive around in. He would pull up there, and it was like the same kind of car that Mr. Rourke had, except the smaller version.
Yes, the little version.
He would pull out.
Yeah,
he would get out of his little bitty car and take off with that. So, anyway,
Fantasy Island was kind of suspenseful sometimes.
It was kind of suspenseful,
almost scary.
And I did find another website it says bad Halloween costumes from the 70s, 80s. There's a few of these. I don't know if you'll look, but they got like a Chuck Norris one, which does not look like Chuck Norris at all. He's got a weird headband and the cheesy 70s stash.
Kind of looks like the Village People.
He does look like the Village People. The one, they have a Jaws costume, which is just like the shark is looking straight up in the air, so it's just the mouth. And the little schmuck has the Jaws, like the movie poster on it, so you know what that is. Otherwise, you'd be like, are you just teeth? What are you? I have no idea what you're supposed to be.
Jabberjaw.
Yeah, that's right, Jabberjaw. There are a few other. They have one that you could be Muhammad Ali, except for some reason he's got like lipstick and eyeshadow on the mask. I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I'm so pretty. That's why I put on this makeup. Let's see. They had a few other. The Disney World costume. And it's just literally like a mask of a blonde girl with. She's wearing the mask is wearing a mask, which is weird. How is that Disney World? I don't know what it's not like a Disney character or superhero. It's just a girl in like a Mardi Gras mask maybe or something. Very strange, very strange. And then Donnie and Marie. One of the scariest ones, but it's not supposed to be, was the Ringo Starr mask.
Well, Ringo can be a little scary looking.
Like that? That mask is freaky, man.
Yeah, without the eyes, it looks kind of.
And the big teeth, he's like, ah. But they have some horrible, horrible different costumes. You were talking, I also was a hobo one year.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do mostly store-bought costumes or?
When I was real young, we had these boxed ones like this.
I may have gotten a boxed one.
I was a Batman one time with the boxed one.
But we did a lot of home.
Had a cape.
Ooh. I think we did a lot of homemade costumes. I would be like a soldier. Again, we lived out in the country, so we didn't go trick-or-treating a lot.
Yeah.
So our big thing was dressing up for the school.
For school, yeah.
Halloween party.
I think I was a cowboy one year. I even had my little chrome 6-shooter I took to school.
I don't want to be a cowboy.
Think I could do that nowadays?
No, you probably couldn't get away with
I'll
that.
top you that. I was an army man one year, and I wore my dad's Vietnam, one of his Vietnam like dress uniforms, and I took the .22 caliber CO2 air pistol. With me.
Well, those looked real, man.
They were. I mean, you could kill like squirrels.
Oh, yeah. I had one of
stuff with
those.
them.
Yeah, I had
It was
one.
a pellet gun.
Yeah.
I took that for school. And you know what they told me? I couldn't take it into class. I had to put it in the locker. I could take it out for recess though. So it was a heavy
If you
gun.
want to
It
pop
was a
some
real
kids
gun.
while you're out at lunch.
No, I didn't have a CO2 cartridge or any pellet, but still, I can't imagine doing that today.
Oh my gosh.
I dressed up as a scarecrow one year, the old plaid shirt, flannel shirt, and you stuff straw down in it. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't really remember too much of anything. The Army and the hobo, the scarecrow. Mike, we heard about your
I was
SpongeBob.
I was SpongeBob one year. Another year, I think I was a Power Ranger before that.
I think Courtney was like a princess and a bride and
Well, then after a while, so one year I went as a drummer, like a generic drummer. I had like a drumsticks I'd carry around with me, and I wore like a bandana or whatever, and cut off sleeve T-shirt. And
was this when you got older and you kind of gave up and you just wanted the candy? So
that was a little older one.
yeah, it's like, listen,
he's a drummer that got kicked out of a band.
Yeah.
ex-drummer.
And then another year, I just wore like my football get up, my football jersey,
Yeah.
and that's kind of when I was phasing it out.
Yeah, I know that you hear nowadays that a lot of schools are doing away with the Halloween costume party. I live for that. Again, we didn't go trick or treating.
Well, it's because they're fun. They're getting rid
But
of
you got
anything.
to dress up. And when I was in school, you dressed up for the day. It's not like now where it's like, oh, we're going to dress up and you can only dress up during the party. We dressed up for school. Like we took it.
Oh, we
now,
did too.
You wouldn't wear your mask during class or anything.
Not during class, but we do like a parade through the halls.
We did that as well. We do the costume parade and go up and down. And the teachers usually would have like a bucket of candy.
Mm-hmm.
So you go each classroom and they would give you some candy.
Yep.
So I could make a pretty decent haul of candy just at school.
Yeah, that's even before you go out and do the real
And then the
trick-or-treating.
room moms, whoever that, they would bring in food.
Oh,
you know,
not
usually-
cupcakes, I hope.
They did back then. We had all kinds.
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah, we had all kinds of homemade stuff and popcorn, and they usually have the spooky Halloween record would be playing of the different spooky noises or
Yep.
things, and they push in
the Banshee.
yeah, they push in the film projector, or no, we didn't have VCRs when I was in school. In high school we did, but in grade school we didn't. So sometimes they'd push in the film projector and we'd watch a movie or whatever.
Yep.
A short or like Disney's Legend of Ichabod Crane or the Headless Horseman. I love that stuff. That was awesome. But that was the big ones for me. You get, little bit of Kool-Aid, some popcorn, do trick-or-treating in the hallways.
Nobody mentioned a peanut allergy either when you brought
No,
it up.
no. I never heard of that until I think my son was
Yeah.
maybe in high school, maybe I don't know. I just never heard of it. Mike, anything else you want to add? You got anything going or?
No. I remember though, I always thought it was fun to like when the Halloween costumes would start showing up in the store.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to look through and see like what they had, and I always like to pick mine out though.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was fun.
No,
I
when my
enjoyed that.
son was real little, probably like even before school, like so 3, 4, 5 years old, he loved the Halloween aisle. Loved it. Like Menards would put up their Halloween stuff. And so it was back in the, mid to late 90s. And it was kind of, we were, my wife and I was like, let's not look at all the gross Halloween stuff. My dad would always pick him up, carry him. He'd walk him right through the Halloween stuff. He would want all of them. And the grosser, the better. Even at 4, he's like, oh yeah, I wanted this, I want that. And my wife and I, neither one are real big horror movie people. I don't like scary movies. He always liked that kind of scary movies and stuff like.
Wasn't he a ninja one year?
He was a ninja one year. I've told that story many, many times.
Have you told it on here ever?
I have
don't-
told it many times on here.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell it again.
Oh, that's fine.
But yes, he was not a ninja. He was Zorro, which is greatly different.
Yes, that's far different than
They
a
both
ninja.
wear black, have
masks.
sharp knives and swords and kill people, but he was masked, but much different. So anyway, and I think to this day, my son says we we ruined part of his childhood, I think, because we wouldn't let him dress up like a Ninja Turtle. So he wanted to be Ninja Turtle or something to that effect. I don't remember
costume.
that.
That would have been a fun costume.
So I don't remember that, but sure. We'll just say that happened. So, all right. Well, I got nothing else.
I got zip.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a happy, safe Halloween. We hope you have a great week. Relax. Take in a deep breath. Don't get upset. Don't be offended. It's going to be okay. Keep tuning in to the show over the next month. We got November coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have just a nice, relaxing time. It's going to be great.
We hope.
We will be. It's going to be fun. We hope you're tuning in 7 days. Until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.